Hello.
I'm excited for this.
My name is Sri Ramesh. I'm a vocal performance major, and I live in Dallas, Texas. I've been celebrating Diwali my whole life since I was 0, every year. It's just such a great time, no matter what age you are. There's always something fun to do. Cooking with my mom, packaging it, giving it to our cousins, and just being together. It's the best. Diwali is the festival of lights. Families just come together and everyone shows up and lights really, really beautiful candles. But the main star of the show would be the food because it's always made in bulk. My mom and I would just work on taking the food literally right out of the pan and package it into something so it's the most authentic, fresh version of it that it can be. Put it in little goodie boxes and give them to our neighbors. This year, my mom and I are making Jalebi and Biasum for Diwali, and it's gonna be my first time. I'm so excited. I think with her guidance, I think it's gonna turn out really good. Biasum is a milk-based drink. It's made with rice, and it's super sweet. It's so amazing. It's so good. So my mom is the coolest woman ever, and she's also an amazing cook, so Diwali is always just like a great time because we know what's about to happen food-wise. The dynamic is usually me just being confused and then just kind of being like, okay, now do this, and then do this, and this. And I'm like, yes, I'll do it, because like I want it to taste how she usually makes it. I am challenged in the kitchen for sure, especially with Indian food because you put the right amount of everything just to make it right. So I definitely leave that to my mom because she is very, very, very skilled with that. Okay, so now we're gonna add my personal favorite thing to add to any dessert.
Sugar.
When I was a kid and when we lived in India, my grandma lived with us for a little bit and she always would tell me the same story of a bunch of animals coming together and celebrating Diwali together. That in and of itself was like one of my favorite parts of Diwali, just like hearing that story from my grandma every year. It's definitely a story that I want to pass on to future family members. I think that would just be so amazing. She would tell us that story and we would just sit there like, wow, I love Diwali. They're ready. And into the payasam they go. Okay, you ready to try the payasam?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Jalebi is the closest thing India has, I think, to a funnel cake. They're bright orange, sometimes yellow, and they're gorgeous. They're pretty big, and they usually are eaten as an evening snack, but you could eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Is this the right consistency?
Yep.
I think having a year of Diwali by myself where I was alone in my dorm for most of the day opened my eyes a little bit to how fun Diwali actually is. I don't know, just like having ramen on Diwali doesn't really feel the same as having like a good jalebi with payasam with like mixed rice. It's like, mouth is watering thinking about it. Growing up, like, it was very hard for me to embrace my culture, even though my parents were trying so hard to put it into my life, because there's this need to be the same as everybody else. But what I didn't see was everyone else was also bringing their culture to the table, you know what I mean? So it took me a while to get comfortable in being open with my culture, which thinking back, I'm always like, come on. But I feel like as a kid of immigrants, it's very much something that you have to deal with as a kid, just like getting used to that, especially after moving back here after living in India. Like I tried so hard to get rid of my accent and, you know, didn't want to wear Indian clothes to school. But at a certain point, you just kind of realize like that's your culture and it's really beautiful. So why not just embrace it, you know?
You made it, so you should try it. On a scale of 1 to 10, where is it?
That is so good. That's a 20. That's a 20.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
I think something so beautiful about her and my dad, and also just like lots of immigrant families in general, is the need to maintain the culture and the rituals and everything that they did back home. Because my mom, from a very young age, really tried to drill that culture into me. My parents put me in Indian classical music. They've always just tried to like do everything they can to make sure that I lived a very cultureful life. My mom especially really tried super, super hard with that, and I'm super appreciative of that. I think the biggest thing that I hope people take away from this is that Diwali is so much more than just lights and fireworks. There's so much more to it. There's the food, there's the family, there's the outfits, the wardrobe. It's everything. There's the gift giving, there's the gift receiving. But most importantly, there's that togetherness that you just have to have if you're gonna celebrate Diwali. Anyone can be a part of the celebration because all it is just thanking light for being there in dark times. So I do think that anyone can celebrate it and anyone should celebrate it if they want to. If you happen to stumble upon a celebration happening, like, join it because it's amazing and it's so fun. Thank you so much for watching. I absolutely loved sharing my celebration and getting to cook with my mom. Thank you so much to Target for letting me share my story with all of you. Make sure to check out all the other episodes in this series and don't forget to subscribe to Target's YouTube channel.